Righto, here we go. Part 2 of our trip away. Yesterday we went mud crabbing. Today we're going to the freshwater. See if we can get some cherabin. Hope you enjoy. Off the bitumen, onto the dirt. Haven't got too far to go. I think it's about probably 40k if that, up the track here. And then we'll be on the freshwater. Looking forward to it actually. Sitting by the river. Couple of coldies. Throw the net around for some cherabin, have a few flicks with some barrow. See what it's about. But just relax. Righto, see you when we're up the track a bit. Road's in fairly good condition. I didn't air down. Just going to see how it goes. If it gets too rough, I'll drop a few pounds out. But at the moment, it seems to be alright. I'm running light truck tyres on the trailer. I've got about 50 in them. No, I have got 50 in them. 45 in the rear. And 40 on the steer tyres. So unless the corrugation gets really bad, I'll pull over and let them down. Not too many stones, so it looks alright actually. The big boat won't look so out of place after all. Just got to go up here a little ways. Got a K up there. On camp if no one's in it. If not, we'll have to find someone. Plenty of room around here for everyone. Smells beautiful down here. Must be some planting. Yeah, I reckon we'll get the big boat in here. We'll just drop him in here. What could go wrong? A little bit boggy. About, I might be wrong, but I think there's about 5 k's of waterway that we can play in here. Might be a bit less than that. Quite deep some of the spots. What do you reckon, Alps? This will do. And big saltwater crocodiles in there, big ones. The biggest one I've seen in there has been about 4 metres. It's all nice and grassy. Oh, there's a clock there. No. Champions. They're in here, that's for sure. Plenty of Johnsons. This is grassy little area. This is grass. Pity about the rubbish. I'll have to go around plastic bag and clean it all up, no doubt. This is good. There, you up. This got very good enough. Oh, that's where the smell comes from. All that waffle up in there. It just smells awesome. food. Biggest boat I've ever had in here. We'll back her in down there, I reckon. If we get stuck, we can winch off these trees. She'll be right. Heaps of waffle around, so it smells absolutely awesome. This for a campsite. Plenty of firewood. Alright, we'll get unpacked. Check out these scales here. Barramundi scales. Locals have been picking up a few. So we'll have a go for them as well. I don't think they'll be any good for eating in here. Been in here too long. It's the end of the season, so we've got wet season about to come. So they've been sitting in this fresh water since last wet season. They'll be alright to catch though. We'll see how we go. Got to be in it to win it, don't you?
I've just tapped the brakes to slide the boat down the trailer. It's easier to get off that way. I should have gave it a bit more right foot. This river sand's really hungry. Combination of hard tyres, not enough right foot, so out with the winch. Got to do it again. You're not going anywhere, Cobb. Get back on that winch. As soon as you feel yourself sink down, just stop. Otherwise it's too hard to get it out if you bog it right down.
Right, we've got the biggest boat in the river. I don't know of a bigger boat been in here. I suppose there may have been, I don't know. This is the biggest one I've had in here. Righto, let's set up camp and then we can go for a drive of bringing. Oh, after I've cleaned up all this rubbish, that is.
You gotta love picking up other people's rubbish, hey? Unreal.
I don't know why. You bring your rubbish in, surely it's not hard to take the rubbish out. And if it's your children throwing the rubbish around, they just need educating. They've got to learn that all this rubbish, when the floods come, it will end up in the ocean eventually. Plus it just looks like shit. Surely you want to come here and enjoy this beautiful land and not see all bloody rubbish, otherwise you might as well go and camp down at the rubbish tip. Look, a couple of walk around, I've got a full bin full, and there's still more I can see. Oh well, I'll just keep doing it, won't I? So I can't stand it like it. Neither can anyone else. Bloody hot out here. You gonna get cooled down too, Alp? Hey, you gonna get cool? Come over here. Come on in. There you go. Boy, that's a go. There you go, good boy. Woo. That's the go. Fresh water, can't go wrong.
Don't know about you guys, I'd much rather be doing this than picking up rubbish. Oh well, it's got to be done, doesn't it? These fellows are fruit bats. Some of the local Aboriginal mob, they reckon these are great tucker. I think I'll leave them in the trees. What about you guys? This is what these fruit bats are after, especially when it turns that there. They're right into that. It's all full of honey and that nectar. How's that for honey? We catch these cherabin mainly at night. We put down chook pellets in the water, and then we throw a throw net over the top of the chook pellets every beer. You get a new bikini wren.
So you've got to get a couple of these big ones out of there. What's the size of that? That's a bloody big one. I wish they were all that big. A small crayfish. I'll get a beer and put next to it. Have a look at it.
Check out the size of that guy. He's actually bigger than the beer can. And there's a few of them in there. So that's freshwater prawn, or what we call them cherabin. They taste just like a prawn. And they're awesome. So we've got a good feed there, and I know I'll be happy.
Morning all. Had a pretty good night last night. Filming's just can't do it. Haven't got the gear. But we got some absolute rippers. Cherabin that is. And just snuck out real early before the sun came up. And came across some pigs. A wild boar or whatever you want to call them. Pigs is what we call them. Couldn't get a shot off. But we're going to have some brekkie and might have a couple more throws over there. And I was going to stay another night, but I don't think I will. I put myself on a bit of a shit spot here. Just near that tree there's a bloody big ant nest. And they're everywhere, I don't know if you can see them. Check these guys out. All over the place, you can't get rid of them. So, we got a good feed. We got some crabs from the other day. I'll show you all these photos later. And we got a heap of cherabin. Probably got, maybe 3 kilos of cherabin. So it's a good haul for this late in the year. Wasn't expecting it. So we're just boiling the billy and we'll put some brekkie on. And I'll show you this catch later on. All down in the boat in the live bait tank. Righto, Bill. Oh well, we keep drying this bacon up. You had your brekkie up. Hey? Yep. You had your brekkie? Yeah. Very good. This little segment's just for you, Chris. Good stuff. Alright, that's brekkie over numbers. I've had a few guys asking me about, what sort of boats and that we use. Well, I got the CJ down here today. It's a pretty big boat for this stretch of the river, but it's plenty. This river's plenty big enough for this size boat. But normally we wouldn't have this one here. We'd have the little one. So come down, I'll give you a bit of a run around it. Just remember I've been in it for 2 days now, so it's probably going to be a bit messy. I'm absolutely loving this boat. I had the Quintex Renegade before this one. That was a bloody good boat too. But I got this one custom made. It's got 4mm sides. Also, there's a bash plate or a bash guard on the keel. I don't know if you can see that. This big piece here. Yeah, so when we're bashing it up on the rocks and that, it's all good. I've got the electric motor mount there. LED spotties last night worked absolutely awesome. They're bright as. I got them to put this territory deck on it. So they took the anchor well away, and there's a lot more storage. I've got all the anchor space down in underneath there. Oh yeah, I'll jump up in there and I'll show you. They're running them Mantis anchors. I don't know if you guys have ever used them, but I reckon they're a bloody great thing. It's quite a big one for this boat. It'll hold up to about a 6 metre boat, I think, that anchor. But we've got storage there. We've got storage under here. So in there is survival kits, all bits and pieces if they ever get stuck. There's a winch, a hand winch in there. Sometimes you get stuck on things and you can't bloody move them, so just hook up the little hand winch and you can move it around. The side panels either side. Right about now the GoPro shits itself again. Automatically goes to slow mode. So if you're listening, Mr. GoPro, I would love a new GoPro. Cannot afford one at the moment due to COVID. Got to watch the money.
Everything's in slow mode, so he's all miss out on the walk around the boat. I'll do another one another time. This is a deck wash I put in. It's quite a good one. Look at the distance it's got. I reckon you really need a good deck wash. Hose off all that blood and guts and shit. Really powers it off. Good to have a shower too.
Oh, I'll put that table on there too. So that table sits up. That's a stainless steel table. Yeah, I can put the gas cooker on there and I can cook fresh fish up on that if I want to. Oh, having one of these steering wheel handles. There they go. If you haven't got one of them, go down to your auto parts one and grab one of them. They're awesome. Running the Ferruno sounder as well. That's not a bad unit. Now I know how to use it. Yeah. All right. Well, that's the CJ.
I didn't take a photo of those brown mud crabs that we got from Derby. Here they are here. Some of them cherabin are bloody bigger than them.
That's Derby brown mud crabs. And you got the 2 bucks. That'd be further. They feel pretty full. So they're a lot smaller than our green ones that we get in Broome area. They're very small. And there's a good sized bag full of them in there. I don't know if you can see them all in there. It's a good lot. And they're all good size too. So I'm pretty happy with that. What do you reckon, Alps? Albie, what do you reckon? Good stuff? You watch out for them crocs. Good spot this.
Don't look up, you'll get bird shit in your eye. My young fella and I have come in here in the middle of the wet season when this has been in flood, and the water level is right to the tip of those trees up there. Hard to imagine. Bloody awesome.
This river sand's really soft, so I'm using a double line pull up to a snatch block, and I've had to use the extension winch line because there's not enough cable on to go up and back. So we'll put the boat on the trailer and then we'll slowly winch her out. Shouldn't be too much of a drama. Always fun on your own, though, isn't it? That won't help. Yeah.
Be good if I could really wind the boat in that quick. Maybe when we get the electric winch on, we'll see. The trick here is not to spin the wheels. Let the winch do the work so you can sit up on top of the sand, not dig holes. It'll be kinder on your winch. You can see the wheels getting turned left and right. I'm trying to get the front diff lock to engage. Once again, if I had to let the pressures down all round car and trailer, this wouldn't have been so hard. But there was only a little bit of sand, so I thought I'd put up with it. So you just want to be turning the wheels just enough to help the winch out without bogging down.
So that's the gear I just used. Snatch block, tree trunk protector, and winch extension. I've got a couple of them extensions. I haven't had any problems with it at all. It'll pull that car all day long, and I've had to sometimes. So with all my extensions and everything, I've probably got close to 150 metres of line I can pull from, and worst comes to worst, I've got a couple of snatch straps up there, which is not recommended to using when you're winching. It stuffs them up, but if in a pinch you could do it. And then I've got anchor rope, so I could go even further if the shit really hit the fan. But I recommend having a few of those stashed away for a rainy day. Yeah, it'll get you out the shit. Like this river sand's real unforgiving. If you didn't have a winch and you went down in there, you're staying there until someone came along. Righto, go job. There's one other thing I'd like to mention is if you haven't used your winch for a while, I like to do it at least every 6 months. I'll run the cable out and run it back in a couple of times maybe, just to keep things lubricated in there, make sure that it's working good. In 10 years, and I've used this winch all the time, I've only ever had to change the bearings in it. I can drop this winch without pulling the bull bar off. I've made a bracket under there that I can just unbolt, and just 4 bolts and the whole winch is out, and then I can service it. Don't just think your winch is going to work. You know, if you haven't used it in a couple of years or more, then the time when you do need it, it's not going to work for you. Maybe. So if I hadn't have checked the bearings that time, and it seized up, it wouldn't turn. And I pulled it apart, and of course one of the bearings had gone, seized. And I'm glad I caught that before I was out in the bush and really needing it. So service your winch, run your winch every now and then, and it'll be ready for you when you need it. So, okie doke, all packed up. Fire's out, and this place is a hell of a lot cleaner than when I got here. I got a full bag of rubbish just from this one area. If I was to go around everywhere else, I'd probably need a trailer. Bloody ridiculous. Anyway, righto, all the straps, tie down straps are on the boat, holding that all down, motor mount, that's all good. Chain down at the front. Righto, let's get out of here. Great spot. I know it's hard to imagine. When we've got a big wet season, all that out there, right over to that far tree line. You can see out there. All this, about 1.5 metres of water. Some areas maybe 2 metres. Hard to imagine. I've driven my tinny around out there in that paddock, opening and closing gates with a boat. Pretty wild. Imagine all that with 1.5 metres of water over the top. Just like a big sea. White caps and everything on it.
Righto guys, that's another one over and done with. Hope you like that one. Bit of crabbing, cherubining, that sort of stuff. I'll save you the boring bit with the drive out. If you like this sort of stuff, give it a thumbs up, helps me out. Subscribe, just press the subscribe button, and then when you press that, you'll see the little bell, and if you press the bell, then you're notified of when we knock out another one. It'll automatically just come up and say, hey, we got another video. Sweet. If you can do that, it's great for me, and you guys don't miss out. Alright, until the next time, we'll mosey on off, won't we, Will? Righto, catch up. Righto, we'll stop it there. We're on our way out, heading home. So we'll catch you on series 3. We'll do a cook up and show you what goes on in the kitchen. Best bit, I reckon. Righto, thanks heaps for watching, guys. See you. Don't forget, guys, try and keep this place tidy, please.